This is TechCrunch. For Daniil Boiko and Andre Tirin, the idea for Onepot AI came from the same frustration. Boiko told TechCrunch, the best ideas in drug discovery were often blocked not by biology, but by synthesis. Now, synthesis is the creation of new molecules by using chemical reactions. It's like a recipe or Lego pieces, where small pieces, ingredients, molecules, come together to form a wider puzzle picture, a food dish, a larger molecule. As one might expect, it's quite hard to create those small molecules that go on to build bigger ones. Now, for Boyko, a PhD candidate studying machine learning and chemistry at Carnegie Mellon, that meant realizing that drug hunters, the scientists who oversee drug discovery and development, were skipping promising ideas just because, the chemical molecules to create the drugs seemed too hard to make. He told TechCrunch the compounds never even got a chance to be tested. For Tiran, who received his bachelor's in computer science at MIT, his time working on drug discovery computational pipelines made him realize how behind drug discovery actually was. The models could generate ideas in hours, he said, but it could take months for the lab to catch up. Boyko said that we both saw that the world was throwing money into molecular design and almost ignoring the harder problem of actually making the molecules. But there was a geopolitical angle as well. Global supply chains are becoming vulnerable, and the U.S. is entering a trade war and innovative competition once again with China. Boyko said it was clear small molecule synthesis needed to be rebuilt from the ground up in the U.S. Boyko and Tiran came together to create Onepot, a company that is home to the small molecule synthesis lab Pot 1. They also built Phil, an AI organic chemist, to help run experimental analysis to increase the process of compound synthesis for their early commercial partners. Now, those partners are biotech and pharma companies that are currently trying out their technology. On Wednesday, the company came out of stealth with $13 million of funding, including pre-seed money and a seed round led by 50 Years. Tiran said that currently pharma and biotech companies either build entire teams of chemists in-house or work with contract research organizations overseas. Human chemists can spend months of research to create even a single compound at a cost of thousands of dollars. It involves a lot of trial and error, studying various compounds, collecting data on biological activity, how the drug moves through the body, toxicology reports, and coming up with what to experiment with next. Tiran said that the main limiting factor here is not testing these compounds, but making them in the first place. We aim to compress this down to days. Tiran said the product is pretty straightforward. Onepot has a catalog of molecules it can make. Clients choose which compounds it wants, and then Onepot's technology will synthesize the molecules and then ship them to the customer so the customer can use them in their own experiments. They ship physical products either as dry compounds or solutions in plates or vials. Now, the back end of the product is where Boyko and Tiran have fun, dissecting the problems of chemical synthesis to find out which combinations of molecules work together. They built a lab where they are letting large language model agents access these so-called molecule recipes for training so the agents can also find out what works and doesn't in compound building. Tiran said that when executing experiments in the lab, we capture every single detail that goes into the process. That means tracing temperature and essentially the ingredients that were added to a mixture to create compounds. No information is lost, which makes experiences reproducible even if someone decides to run them in 10 years from now. This also means their agents generate hypotheses from real-world experiments rather than literature data, often mined from the internet. Boyko called the fundraising process hectic and said they met their lead investor through an intro. He said, what was supposed to be a short meeting turned into a multi-hour whiteboard session about industrializing synthesis. Others in the round include Khosla Ventures, Speed Invest, OpenAI co-founder Wojciech Zaremba, and Google's chief scientist Jeff Dean. The fresh capital will be used to build a second lab in San Francisco so the team can take on more customers. It will also expand the team and its compound discovery engine. Now, on the service side, Boiko and Tiran look at Wuxi AppTech and Enamine as competitors. Overall, Boiko and Tiran hope to make drug discovery at least 2 times faster and hopefully change the perception of what is possible after one taps into the weird chemistry that scientists once thought was off limits. Boiko said, "You're not just speeding up drug discovery, you're expanding the design space for what drugs and materials can be. That drug that we haven't discovered yet might be out there, waiting for us to find it." That's it from TechCrunch. For more crunchy bite-sized articles like this one, go to TechCrunch.com.